Dr. Martin Mendelson, resident faculty at Spear Education and founder of Metamorphosis Coaching. With nearly 20 years of experience and certifications in executive coaching, team coaching, facilitation, emotional intelligence, and happiness studies, Dr. Mendelson has empowered leaders and teams across North America to excel and thrive. As a captivating speaker, astute coach, and masterful team facilitator, he unleashes the power of his innovative TEAM team approach, guiding clients to shed the burdens of traditional leadership and embrace cohesion for unparalleled practice growth and personal fulfillment.
Austin, we have a problem. Well, two, in my humble opinion, within the guise of the practice of dentistry. The first is a concept called dualism that was first coined in 1641 by a gentleman by the name of René Descartes, which states that mind and body exist as separate entities. 1641, to put this into perspective, the first dental school in the world opened in 1840, the Baltimore College of Dental Surgery, my alma mater, and the high-speed handpiece hit the market in 1957. So many in dentistry think this mindset stuff is a bunch of hogwash, which leads us to problem number two, dental dualism. Dental dualism is the idea that we can focus on practice management and clinical topics only and be successful in practice. To make that even more challenging, society and we as individuals kind of pair our identities with our profession. You know what I'm talking about? You go to a party and they find out you're in dentistry and they go, hey, you want to look at this? Or they start complaining about their dentist who they apparently think is funding their next Porsche. So these are challenges. And I have to tell you, 21 years ago this month, my identities were ripped apart at the seams. It was at the end of a very terrible week. And I got up at my townhome in Columbia, Maryland, and I came down the stairs to see breakfast laying out in front of me. And as I entered the kitchen, I looked down and I thought to myself, well, this is going to be interesting, because I looked like the right-sided version of the mummy. I was bandaged from fingertip to mid-bicep. It was the first 2 surgical procedures of 5 that I would have on my dominant hand, the 5th of which was just 2 weeks ago. To make matters even more complicated, ladies and gentlemen, at that point in my life, I had been in dentistry for 16 years. I started at 16 years of age as a dental assistant, answering the phones, chairside. They made me wear white pants, even after Labor Day. So I was that weird kid in dentistry. I was that weird kid in high school. I want to be a dentist, like Hermie and Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. So talk about identity. Now, as you might imagine, it would be a little difficult to eat said breakfast that day, but what I didn't count on was sweetening my coffee. Now, I happen to be a sweet and low guy, you know, the pink packets. And whether you like the pink packets, the blue packets, the green packets, the brown packets, the yellow packets, the white packets, you've all had the opportunity to open up one of those in your life, right? Probably did it today. Ever even think about it? Well, I tried opening up that sweet and low packet that day, and I tried once. I tried twice. I tried 3 times. And I threw it away. It was mocking me. I couldn't open it. The pain went through my hand, my forearm, my upper arm, my shoulder, my neck, and I panicked. I'm a dentist. What am I going to do? How am I going to live my life? And then it happened. A mindset shift. A singular thought. Yeah, I am going to be okay. I don't know where. I don't know how. I don't know with whom. I never imagined this. That followed 17 months of unemployment. After 17 months, I worked in a dental lab, dental corporation, been with Spear Education for 13 years. And so I've been at the chair, I've been on the phone, I've been in the lab, I've been in education, I've coached hundreds, if not thousands of dentists. And I believe in my soul that we have the power to craft our futures. And I fight dental dualism with every fiber of my being. And I do so with mindset, and I do so with the power and science of optimism. So what we focus on is actually how we craft our world. You know what I'm talking about. Think about the last time you bought a new car. You start driving around town, you start to see all the same and similar make and model vehicles that magically appeared out of nowhere, right? Is that what happened? No. You're simply focused on it. What you focus on becomes your reality. There's a lot of science around how optimism guides our visual function, our cognition, and our ability to navigate through information. Dr. Bryan worked with little boys and little girls, and he facilitated a discussion before a standardized math test around what's the happiest day in your life. They then took the math test. You know what the results were? Those little boys and little girls blew the doors off the other group, and they were equally weighted academically. Schmitz worked with individuals primed to be positive, primed to be negative, and showed them photographs. Asked them to give the detail of the photographs. Those primed to be positive saw the detail in the foreground and the background. The ones primed to be negative missed the detail in the background. Do you think that's important in dentistry? Last but not least, Estrada worked with physicians, and he wanted to see how positivity could influence anchoring. Anchoring is when you're anchored to an initial idea or differential diagnosis, regardless of what information comes to your universe. You know what the results were? The doctors primed to be happy came to a diagnosis twice as fast as the control group, 20% through the material, and exhibiting 2.5 times less anchoring. You know how they were primed to be happy? With candy. Yeah, not the actual eating of candy that would mess with their blood sugar, that would mess with the response. No. Just, here, doctor, here's some candy. You can have this when you're done. So very important take-home point, ladies and gentlemen, it is this. Positivity and happiness is not about walking around with a smile on your face all day long, good vibes only. That's toxic. And another lecture. So as we start to close, I want to give you a very important tool that can be summed up in one word, because optimism and positivity are tools, and I'm going to give you one of the most powerful there is, and it's called gratitude. Dr. Martin Seligman, wonderful first name, don't you think, Martin? Yeah. Worked with diagnosed depressed patients, and he split them in two, and he asked them to write down 3 things a day they were grateful for 1 week and stop. They were then evaluated at 1, 3, and 6 month intervals, and they reported lower levels of depression, higher levels of happiness, and higher levels of satisfaction than the control group on meds. That's a little mushy-gushy for you. I'll see you with Seligman, and I'll raise you a red wine. The control group was similar, but the subject group, the study was similar, the control group was different. They were stage B heart failure patients, and their pre and post blood draws showed a decrease in their inflammatory markers. Folks, optimism and positivity are tools. They are scientifically based, they can change your life, and how you start your day matters. It will affect how you see things, how you think about things, how you interact with others. You've survived 100% of your worst days. I know I have. I fight dental dualism with every fiber in my being, and I will continue to talk about this so that I can help my profession that I've been in for almost 40 years. So Austin, yeah, we got problems, but we also have a solution. It's called gratitude. Thank you.